DM me some time ago. I never like to put receipts out, but let me go ahead and just pull it up.
Man, free him.
I'm going to tell you exactly what Tory said to me. Hold on. Tory Lanez. Let me go back to the pre-stabbing dates. Hold on.
Oh, God.
Tory Lanez. Okay. In a text message between Tory and I said, yo. He said, what's good? I said, how you surviving that bullshit? Wish we could have sat down before you left. Because you know me and him hung out with Madonna when they were messing around. Don't believe me? Take a look at this photo. I said, do you have a number? He said, what's yours? Let me move on to the text messages now. Then we started to text message each other. I said, how are you? How you been? He said, incredible, in very high spirits and preparing to physically come home this year. I said, when? I need to come in there and get an interview, LOL. He said, I can't say exact days, but I know I'll be home this year. I said, how long you been gone? I'm so confused by your case. He said, actually, I have a crazy plan when I get back that I think you should know and be a part of because I'm only going to do one interview. And he said he's been gone 2.5 years. I said, I want to be a part of that plan. He said, it's honestly a bunch of suppressed evidence that was kept away from me during trial. I said, Wack told me that, but didn't say what. He said, like, through trial, they keep saying it was inconclusive on the gun DNA, but I always knew I never touched the gun, so I asked my lawyer to retest it, and sure enough, I was 102% excluded completely from everything, just like I said. I said, well, why didn't you just say who did it? Doing time for something you ain't do. He said, I took the rap for Kelsey, never wanted her to go to jail, and I never wanted Megan to get hurt or anything. So in me stopping her from getting shot, I got the raw deal. Crazy how life works. And to think they made me the poster boy for the unprotection of black women, when in all honesty, I protected 2 black women, one from getting shot and one from going to jail. Never said nothing in 8 to 10 years for them to live. It's a crazy, crazy place we live in. I said, but why you ain't just say that? I got shot, I told. And he said, I lost my mother at 11 years old. I couldn't sleep with myself. I was the reason for taking a mother away from her kid. I just couldn't do it. Tory Lanez.
He's better than me.
And again, I truly believe if Tory Lanez is innocent, he should be freed and he should be compensated for time that he was wrongly convicted. But I also believe the person who pulled the trigger, that person should go to jail. And if Meg conspired to set him up and lie on him, of course she should do time. But I'm just saying, in an instance like this, and
I don't like this long-winded explanation.
But the word conspired is so problematic because even if she didn't know, then she doesn't know. She can't say.
That's what I'm saying. So in an instance like this, we should all agree, if I'm in a situation that I did not know what happened, I shouldn't go to jail for that. Because I wouldn't want that for you. But I'm saying if the person did lie intentionally and set the other person up, she should go to jail.
Megan, you might be going to jail, girl.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, before I start this video, I have to thank Diva _T page on TikTok for the story. So you saw the video. Jason Lee, who's a blogger, just released the text message, the conversation between him and Tory Lanez. Now you see what Tory Lanez said that we already knew. Like I knew that Millie from My Radio knew, that DJ Academics knew. Everybody knew that Tory did not shoot Megan. Not only that, that the fingerprints of the weapon that they tested isn't Tory's. Jason Lee confirmed it through the text message. Now, people in the panel say, well, you know, both Megan should go to jail, Kelsey Harris should go to jail. Well, here's the one problem with that. Kelsey had immunity by the state, right? She got immunity, which means even if she did admit that she shot Megan Thee Stallion, nothing's going to happen to her. Megan, of course, nothing's going to happen to her because she said, well, you know, she was drunk. She didn't know who shot her, blah, 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 blah. But, like I told you before, Tory Lanez, and a lot of people say, well, he didn't protect black women. But Tory Lanez did protect black women. He protected one black woman from getting shot, and another black woman for going to jail. But the problem is that these same two black women that Tory protected didn't protect him. You see where I'm going with this, right? So what Jason Lee just did isn't surprising because we all knew this. A lot of red flags that Megan Thee Stallion did not only lied to Gayle King of, quote, having sexual relations with Tory Lanez, and everybody know that was a lie when she said that she didn't, which she did. And there's evidence that they did have sex, cheating on, and then even Tory himself even told Kelsey when they were in a relationship at the time that it did happen between him and Megan Thee Stallion, and why this incident happened in the first place. But all these people, all these bloggers that says that, oh, Tory Lanez should go back to Canada. Tory Lanez should be in jail for the rest of his life for shooting Megan Thee Stallion in the feet. But all the red flags that happened, that Megan Thee Stallion lied to Gayle King, that about her alleged affair with Tory, then the feet situation that allegedly she was shot in both feet, which turns out it wasn't even bullet fragments, it was broken glass that she stepped on. And again, even if she did get shot in the feet, both feet, then why did, like, a couple of days later, she was at a nightclub twerking? Now, if a person got shot in both feet, they wouldn't have walked at all. They would have had a wheelchair for at least a couple of months, or or crutches for a couple of months. They can't walk at all. So again, this is the evidence that we're talking about. But remember, Tory Lanez couldn't talk at all, and a lot of people say, why can't Tory say his side of the story? Remember what Jason Lee didn't tell y'all. And he knows this too. I'm trying to play it off, but he knows this too, that Tory cannot tell his side of the story. Why? Because of the judge issuing him a gag order, which means he can't say anything about the case. But Megan Thee Stallion and her people can. And in my opinion, the judge would have been fair that both sides should issue a gag order. But no, Tory is the only side, including his lawyers, issuing a gag order. That's why he couldn't say anything about the case. He couldn't even receive no interviews, no podcast interviews, nothing. But Jason Lee knew that too. Don't get it twisted. But anyway, that's mainly the reason why Tory can't say anything at the time, because the judge issuing him and his team a gag order, which means he can't say nothing about this case when the investigation continued, let alone during the trial. But Megan Thee Stallion, she can go all on social media live, talk about the case all she wants to, which in my opinion, she should have been also issuing a gag order on her and her team, but the judge didn't even do that. Oh well, go figure. The point is that Tory Lanez almost got deleted to protect these two women. And both women not only played Tory, but lied on him. See, during the Tory Lanez case, on July 12, 2020, it all started when drunken Megan Thee Stallion went to Kylie Jenner's house, confronted Tory about Tory and Kylie getting it on. That's what the melee first started. And then when Kylie kicked both Tory Lanez, Megan Thee Stallion out of her house, that's when the bodyguard escort both Tory and Megan and back to their cars. Arguments were happening. And guess what? 4 people was in that SUV that night. Tory's bodyguard, who's also the driver of the car, Megan Thee Stallion, Kelsey Harris, and Tory Lanez. But then Tory's mistake, and there's only one mistake he ever made that caused his melee in the first place. Tory told Kelsey the truth about him and Meg. Getting it on, having sex, whatever. And all hell broke loose. And Sean Kelly, the witness, I'm going to bring this up too. Sean Kelly, the witness, saw both Kelsey and Megan Thee Stallion fighting in front of his home. Him and his son witnessed that. And he also witnessed, that's the same guy that was a witness in the trial, that a woman matches Kelsey's description, pulled a firearm, shot in the air 3 times. And then when Tory smacked Kelsey or fighting Kelsey with a gun and smack him out, 2 shots additionally fired after the gun been dropped. That's 5 total shots. But guess what happened later on? Tory took the fall, saying that it was him. And because of that, y'all ridiculed Tory. They put a finger on Tory Lanez, calling him, oh, he don't protect. But all the stuff they said about Tory Lanez, calling him an abuser, calling him a monster, saying that he don't protect black women, but yet he protect 2 black women, though, right? One from going to jail and one from getting shot or getting hurt. And then Megan Thee Stallion been lying, go on social media, telling, oh, Tory shot me. You shot me, Tory. You didn't know you shot me. Lying to her teeth. Telling the entire world that Tory Lanez shot her, which would have no evidence that he did shot her, but okay. And then they try to prove her about her feet being have bullet fragments. Turned out it was broken glass by the doctor that removed glass out of her foot. Knowing that, it's supposed to be a potential witness, but okay. According to that, they didn't even testify. Okay, though. And then Kelsey came in at first, blaming Tory, accusing Tory of shooting Meg, and then she recanted her story, saying that he didn't shoot Meg. But but then the state of California, the city of Los Angeles, found Tory Lanez guilty of shooting Megan Thee Stallion in the feet and has been sentencing 10 years in prison. But then new evidence about to come out to light. It was Kelsey's bodyguard. It's going to reveal that it was Kelsey that I knew, like most people already knew Kelsey was a trigger woman. That Kelsey was the one trying to shoot at Meg. But then they was going to release it before, Tory Lanez got attacked. But then Tory Lanez got stabbed 10 times by a Hispanic prisoner gang member. And here we are right now. Like I said on when I was on Station Head, like I said on a couple of my videos, if I were Tory Lanez, aka Daystar Peterson, and Sunstar Peterson, which was his father and his family, I will file a multi-million-dollar lawsuit against the city of Los Angeles, against Megan Thee Stallion, Kelsey Nicole, and Rock Nation of the treatment of Tory Lanez. And this was much more bigger than you think. Rock Nation is pissed off at Tory Lanez because Tory Lanez went independent and got his masters. And Rock Nation still was pissed off about it. When it comes to money, that's one thing you don't do, or one thing you can't do is, getting your masters or buying your masters back. But then Tory, while he was in prison, still posted songs while he was in prison. Posted on Spotify, broke Spotify records of almost millions of listeners listen to his songs in prison. So now you hear it from Millie from Mob Radio, DJ Academics, and now Jason Lee even confirmed what happened between Tory Lanez, Kelsey Nicole, aka Kelsey Harris, and Megan Thee Stallion. And all the 10 years that Tory is serving, all you hear is ridicule against Tory, how they disrespected Tory Lanez, how they call Tory Lanez an abuser towards women, how they call Tory Lanez a monster. He been serving 10 years in prison over a lie, over Megan Thee Stallion lies. These two women, both Kelsey Harris, also known as Kelsey Nicole, and Megan Thee Stallion, set Tory up. But yet, Megan will say he don't protect black women. Always protect black women. But Tory did protect y'all. Y'all just don't protect him. Let me know what y'all think in the comments.